My name is Frank Nix, and this is my persuasive speech for Speech 205 with Gregory Tony. The date is November 9th, 2017. The topic of my speech is to tell you why Boy Scouts should not allow girls. Throughout the speech, I'm going to give you information that should make you believe the same thing I do and as to why girls should not be in Boy Scouts. If you've ever paid attention to traits of a Boy Scout, you could go and assume many things that would just be common sense. But after recent changes, things have become a lot different. I've gained this experience and knowledge as to why I believe this through going through the process of being a Boy Scout and eventually becoming an Eagle Scout. And I think knowing this information will show you how many things are changing like Boy Scouts. First, I'm going to provide some background information on Boy Scouts. According to Scouting.org, Boy Scouts was founded on February 8th, 1910. It was also founded by Baden Powell, and he started this almost 100 years ago, and it's continued the way it is today until recent changes. According to ScoutingBSA.org, the purpose is to promote the ability of boys to do things for themselves. When it was started, it was focused for boys because boys and girls need different ways of being raised. And also, according to BoyScoutTrail.com, boys join other boys when they're 6 to 17. It's usually how long it takes for to become an Eagle Scout. Cub Scouts is where they start when they're 6 years old, and this kind of helps them see beyond the fun of just being in the program. The first thing I'm going to talk about is how there could be authority figure liability. When you're looking at girls being in Boy Scouts, there could be many things that could happen just because of a man and a girl relationship. The first thing that could happen could be false accusations that girls make, and boys too. Having girls in their own thing would just prevent things like this and prevent really bad things from happening. The second is how leaders wouldn't really relate as well as a female leader would. This is provided in Girl Scouts, which is why they should be separated, because they need and require different things. The third is why females require different needs. Growing up, girls experience life differently than males, and having a male leader all the time and being surrounded by men all the time probably wouldn't be the best needs that females need growing up. There just always needs to be a woman figure for a woman or a female growing up rather than a male. Second thing I'm going to talk about is peer relationships. This could also, inappropriate situations could also happen in something like this due to the fact that a girl and a boy would be going camping and doing other things like that together. The second is how would be making each other comfortable. Some boys wouldn't really feel comfortable being around a girl all the time, especially going through different phases that females and males go through growing up in this certain age group. The third thing could be bullying by other people. Growing up, girls and boys oftentimes don't get along that well, and they don't need to be around each other all the time and doing things like camping and stuff that they're learning separately for their own needs. And things like bullying could happen just because they don't get along as well. The last point I'm going to talk about is how girls have their own alternative. Girl Scouts was founded just around the same time, or a little bit later, but they were created for two different things because the founders of each program knew that females and males shouldn't go through this phase of life right beside each other because they need and require certain things that the other does not. The second is Girl Scouts focuses more on women's history, just like the men do, and there's certain roles in society. And when talking about that, it's kind of an iffy subject because of recent changes and how everybody should be equal, but they're just trying to teach you how everything was created and how men and women acted in the society throughout the past. And being in Girl Scouts, they show you certain things that they don't show you in Boy Scouts and vice versa. So that's probably the main reason why they shouldn't be together. The last thing is having different learning experiences. Going through life, girls and boys experience different things and need to know different things that the other does not. And girls and Boy Scouts show you this going throughout the whole program until you reach the highest level. And once you do that, you've learned everything you need to know about each one. And that's why I think girls should be in their own Girl Scouts and boys should be in Boy Scouts. Today I've talked about 3 important factors that will help you understand why girls should not be in Boy Scouts. Authority figure liability, peer relationships, and girls having their own alternatives. And I've also brought the Boy Scout handbook that tells you a lot about what I just said. After reading this, you know and can see how each one is different and how boys need their own and girls need their own.